My topic is mind and its games. So we know that the mind can be our best friend or our worst enemy. So let me start with a story. This story is from ancient India, and it's about a king and a Brahmin. A Brahmin is a high priest. So in the olden days, the king could not punish the Brahmin because the Brahmin was superior than the king. So once upon a time, the Brahmin makes a huge mistake, and the king is supposed to punish the Brahmin. But unfortunately, the king cannot punish the Brahmin. So he tells the Brahmin that I'm going to give you 4 options, and you choose your own punishment. And on the 4 options are, the first one is a knife. And so he's supposed to kill himself. And the second one is beef. As you all know that India considers cow sacred, so a Brahmin can definitely not eat beef. And the third option is lots and lots of wine. And then the 4th option is a young girl whom he's supposed to, violate. And all these are huge sins in any culture, I suppose, except eating beef. So the Brahmin goes to the knife and he looks at it, he says, no, I cannot commit suicide, it's a sin against God. So he does not kill himself. He goes to the second option, which is beef. He says, eating cow is like eating your own mother, so I cannot do that. And then he goes to the young girl. He looks at the young girl and falls at her feet and says, oh, you are like my child. I'm so sorry that I could not even consider having these thoughts. Then he looks at the bottle of wine and he says, weighs his options and thinks about it. He says, oh, it can't be that bad. He drinks up the whole bottle of wine. And guess what happens when he drinks the wine? He loses his mind. Once his mind is lost, he doesn't know what he's doing and he gets very hungry, and then he goes and eats the beef. And then once he eats beef, he has carnal desires, and then he goes and violates the young girl. And then when he's fully exercised, he comes back to his senses and he realizes what he's done, and he picks up the knife and he kills himself. So what happens? The one little thing leads to such a huge problem. So the key is to always be in control of your mind. But we know that mind is a very naughty monkey, and you can never be in control of the mind, right? And the key to happiness actually lies in owning and controlling your own mind. So today, I'm going to share a few things as to what we can do to actually keep our mind in check. Because happiness actually is nothing on the outside. It's not the hedonistic pleasure that we think happiness is. Happiness is being in a state of equilibrium. And how do we get that equilibrium when our right brain and right and left hemispheres are in equilibrium? So the only way to do that is actually through our breath. So there's a lot of breath work that goes into controlling your mind. So, and before that, I actually want you all now to stand up. I did say you will be doing a lot of activities. Okay? Right. Take your right hand, touch your left ear. Take your left hand, touch your right ear. Right? Move out a little bit. Can you bend down like this? Up, down. Okay, come on, you can do it. No, this is important. This is very, very good for your brain. Okay, and now you can do a little shimmy. Shimmy. Okay, you may take your seats. Okay, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Just because I said so? And do you believe that I know what I'm doing? No, not necessary. See, this is what we do. We actually go through life pretty mindlessly. Someone tells you what to do, you do it right away. Without thinking, without weighing the pros and cons, you actually allow yourself and your brain to be hijacked by the outside forces. Yeah, exactly. So ideally, again, I keep saying, and we should not really allow the outside world to impact us so much that we become mindless. So everything that you should do with awareness, with the knowledge and being conscious of what you're doing. So that's what mindfulness is all about. That's what the Buddhist teachers talk about, being mindful. And what does being mindful mean? Being aware. And being in constant state of awareness of what you're doing, how you're doing, why you're doing. Right? So now I'm actually going to do, these things were not silly things, they're actually a part of the brain yoga, and the exercises that you did, they were not just something stupid or silly. So is it okay if I share a few ways of breathing techniques that can help your mind to calm down? Is that everybody okay with it? So everyone please put your hands on your lap. Sit straight. Take a very deep breath from the bottom of your belly, almost to your navel. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. So the key is to breathe in for 4, count to 4. Hold for 2 and breathe out for 6. So every time your outgoing breath is longer than your incoming breath, your mind goes into a state of peace. So let's do this about 5 times. So you should all be feeling fairly calm right now. But we're going to actually make it very dynamic now. So the other way, the other breath which helps the mind is a very dynamic breathing, which is you basically just breathe out with a lot of force without breathing in. Breathing in will happen automatically. So I'll just show it to you. It's like you're just breathing out. You're just breathing out and let the in breath come on its own. So, if you don't mind, trust me, you'll be very happy to have done that. And this should be a daily practice for about 5 to 10 minutes, and you'll be very centered, very calm through the whole day. So let's do some dynamic breathing. You might feel a bit restless, but please continue to do that. Very good then. Maybe you should come and show it here. Okay, relax. I don't want you to hyperventilate. So that's the second one. And the third one is another very dynamic breathing. I'll have to give my mic to. So what you have to do is you have to put your hands here and breathe. Breathe in on the way up and then breathe out on the way down. So. It is very tiring, right? It's very tiring, but this is very, very short. We have to do it for at least 2 to 3 minutes each breathing. Actually, it's supposed to be 20 minutes, but I won't do it here. So, so do you remember the 3 breaths till now? The first one was? Anyone? What was the first one? Breathe in, 4, hold for 2, breathe out for 6. Second one was just breathe out. Third one, breathe in going down, breathe up going down, breathe in going up and breathe out going down. Okay, the last one I'll share with you is the alternate nostril breathing. Who knows that one? This is the best exercise for your brain because at any one time, only one of your hemispheres is active. So if you do alternate nostril breathing, you're activating both your hemispheres, and then whatever decision you make, is actually going to be a whole brain decision and not a half brain decision. Because sometimes we are more logical and sometimes we are more emotional. Ideally, you should be logical and yet emotional at the same time. So this is a little bit complicated, I'm going to share with you. Take your index finger and your middle finger, put it on in between your eyebrows, index finger, and then take your thumb on your right nostril and the index finger, the ring finger on your left, like this. So now what you do is, okay, remove the thumb and take a deep breath in from your right nostril. Close and remove the left finger and take the breath out from your left nostril. Get it? Do you get it? Okay, this takes a bit of practice, but please do it. I'm going to do it with you guys. Close both your nostrils right now. Remove the right. The right nostril is connected to the sun. The left nostril is connected to the moon. And in between the two, and they're connected to the base of your spine. But in between that is the Sushumna Nadi, which is actually raises your consciousness. So all these talks have been about being mindful and raising your consciousness, but they've been academic talks. What do you do about it? How do you actually change your life? So this is the way you can actually change your life. Instead of just knowing about it, you're actually doing it. So let's try, please. On your forehead, take a breath from your right nostril. Close your right, open your left. Take the breath out of your left nostril. Now breathe in from your left. Breathe out from your right. Your nose might run, and that means there are blockages. So you have to remove these blockages. This takes a lot of practice, and believe me, you will come to thank me one day. Please do this for at least 5 to 10 minutes if you can. Okay? So everybody's very quiet. So if you are all so quiet, can we do a 3 to 4 minute meditation on light? Because remember, our professors talked about giving light. We don't have to have someone on the outside come to give us light. We actually have light within ourselves, which we can bring to the forefront. So if you don't mind, could you please all close your eyes? And I'm going to guide you through a meditation. So remember where you put your fingers. Now imagine a big bright light in the middle of your eyebrows. So see this light expand.